Praise the Lord. Good morning. Just sitting out here in the backyard, man. Just taking in this Numa, begging God for his Rima as I leave this alone. Sometimes we come across a person in life via marriage, relationship, friendship, family, friend. When I was growing up in Huntsville, Alabama, we knew when the neighbors were home, not because of the sound of their car or the automobile, but as soon as they pulled in, the screaming and yelling and domestic violence prone episodes would commence. Some of us know a person that talks entirely too much. I'm not talking about someone who's wordy, loquacious, talkative. I'm talking about someone who's always got something stupid, asinine, bigoted, racist, crazy, mean, loud, or disrespectful to say. Think about that. Imagine being married to someone you can't take them nowhere. If they see a black person, I hate saying black, they see an African person, they see a Caucasian person, they see a Jewish person, they see a person, a Sikh Indian, a person from India, a person with a hijab or some type of Islamic wardrobe or garb on. They see someone with a kufi, or they see someone who doesn't look like them. They got something bigoted or prejudiced or racist to say. Some of us are married, have babies with, have friends and family members like this. You can't take them anywhere. When I worked in Washington, D.C., I lived in Lanham, Maryland, and my director, I worked at Martin Marietta, and my director I had met her husband. I thought he was so cool. And they would have all these big shindigs and procurement parties, for the contracts and meeting the agenda and the contract um, agreement or the long-standing agreement with whatever company we was working with or whatever project. And they would throw nice parties and give people money, and they would have Christmas parties where you would take a card off the tree and they'll have money in the card. Yeah, at Martin Marietta. And I met my director's husband one time. He came up to headquarters to take her to lunch, and I thought he was so cool. And a couple of years later, we had a party in Dallas, Texas, and I asked her, "How come you never bring your husband?" She said, "My husband is an embarrassment. He's loud. I've been with him since high school. He's loud. He's obnoxious." She said, "I don't take him anywhere." She wasn't drinking. I had never seen her drink. I never smelled alcohol on her. She was sober-minded when she gave me this assessment of her husband. And she went on to say that whenever I take him somewhere, he embarrasses me. He's loud. He's obnoxious. And I can't take him anywhere. And she turned away, and she turned around and walked away. How many of us are married to a man or a woman that we can't take, not even to church? You can't take them to Applebee's. You can't take them to Red Lobsters. You can't take them to Sizzler. You can't even take them to McDonald's because of their mouth, their racism, their attitude, their speech, their conduct, deportment, and or behavior, which means the same as I leave this alone. So many people are with people they're not compatible with. They just with them because they have the opposite sex, or you hooked up with them and then you married them. I mean, I've heard of people meeting at funerals, yeah, and messing around, hooking up, and getting married, and you wonder why your marriage or your relationship never, went above this level. I mean, you met at a funeral. Come on, as I leave this alone, you should have been honoring the dead, paying respect to the dead, paying homage to the dead, but you're oogling and googling and looking at one another. And as I leave this be, but a lot of us are married to, hooked up with, got babies with, been married to, dealing with that mean, nasty, disrespectful, always got something crazy to say, always loud, always nasty, always unkind, always impolite, always racist, always bigoted. And y'all need to hear me. It's true. Take an assessment. Take an inventory of your man or your woman or your husband or your wife or your ex-husband or your ex-wife or your baby mama or your baby dad or your fiance. Hmm. It seems like racism, being bigoted, racist, mean and nasty, keyboard gangsters, keyboard gangsterism, disrespecting people, insulting people, and then blocking them. Hmm. It seems to be the end thing these days. But I told someone the other day, they was trying to give me a bunch of lip and acting crazy at the gas station. I said, brother, you might not know who I am, but if you mess with me, you gonna know whose I am. I don't walk around with no chip on my shoulders. I'm not bad Leroy Brown or Leroy White, but I have a right to protect myself, and I do, and I will. But this is on a whole different level of what I'm talking about as far as dealing with people and you know and eh, when you're in a relationship or married to someone who's haphazard, loud, obnoxious, won't compromise, you can't teach them anything, you can't take them anywhere. How many years or how much longer are you going to do it? So just something I thought I would just put out there. I'm not advocating divorce. I'm not trying to get anybody to put out. You already put out. But so many people settle for these convenience store relationships, these convenience store marriages, these convenience store friendships. They just a convenience. You got them. They close to you, but look at the price you're paying. Look at the cost you're paying for that friendship, that partnership, that marriage, that man, that woman. Instead of getting fresh milk from the grocery store at a very economical price, you're paying a whole lot of money for some sour milk from the gas station, from the convenience store. And people only do this because it's close. You're not close to the person in heart and mind. You're close to the person in proximity. They're in your house. They're in your apartment. They're in your studio. They're in your life. But what are they adding to your life? So y'all need to be aware. Sometimes it's too late to bust up because of the convenience store relationship. Sometimes you've been with them too long to start over with anybody else or to start over alone because of economic reasons. But when you settle for someone who's crazy, you got you got African friends or black friends, and they calling the African or black friend the N-word. You got Caucasian or white friends, and they calling the white friend Anki or Acker. And you have white friends, and you are African American or black, but your significant other is calling white people awful derogatory names. You have black friends, and your white husband or white wife or Caucasian or husband or Caucasian wife is throwing the N-word around like a pair of slippers as I leave this alone. But I refuse to be hooked up, connected to anybody that's racist, bigoted. I don't have no Jewish friends. I don't have no Polish friends. I don't have no German friends. I don't have no Mexican friends. I have friends who are of Jewish descent. I have friends who are of Mexican descent. I have friends who are Polish descent, Dziękuję, means thank you. I have friends who are German descent, Dankeschön. I mean, I have friends from India, Namaste, Kesiho, TK, Kali, Achebadia. I have friends who happen to be of different persuasions and book of faith and lifestyles. And I have friends as I leave this alone. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. We really need to take in consideration the people that we hooked up with and married or been married to. I refuse to be with someone that I'm incompatible with. I've been there, done that. I'd rather be alone in peace than be with someone and in pieces. Peace. Good morning again. One.